Let's just dive right into this. Picture, if you will, the birth of an absolute global phenomenon. It didn't start in some corporate boardroom. It was born in the streets, from this incredibly specific mix of culture, migration, and just sheer raw innovation. Today, we're tracing the exact steps of how a localized musical tradition literally crossed the ocean and ignited a cultural wildfire. Welcome to this explainer, Kool Herc, from Kingston sound system to Bronx revolution. Because look, hip-hop is now one of the most powerful cultural forces on Earth, right? Before we zoom back in time to piece together this history, we really have to acknowledge the massive stakes of what we're talking about here. Hip-hop is everywhere, it's ubiquitous. But every single massive movement has a definitive origin point. And what's truly fascinating is that one of hip-hop's central founding stories runs straight back to a completely different island and a wholly different musical culture.
Section 1. Jamaica's son, Clive Campbell.
So, long before he was a legend, young Clive Campbell grew up inside a very specific musical ecosystem. We're talking about sound system culture. If you're not familiar, this was the deeply ingrained Jamaican tradition of organizing these enormous portable sound systems to play incredibly loud, bass-heavy music for massive community gatherings. Imagine these giant speaker stacks where the ground is literally shaking and the whole community is coming together, to feel the music just as much as they're hearing it. This wasn't just weekend entertainment, it was an absolute way of life. And this unique sound system mind was permanently hardwired into young Clive Campbell well before he ever packed his bags to leave his birthplace.
Right, so when Campbell's family immigrated, he basically traded the tropical roots of Kingston for the dense, concrete landscape of the Bronx. It was a totally new environment pulsing with this raw urban energy. But here's the key, he didn't leave his Jamaican heritage behind, not at all. Instead, he brought that massive, bass-heavy, community gathering mentality straight into New York. And it's exactly the collision of these two incredibly distinct worlds that sets our ultimate stage. Which brings us to Section 2, the 1973 Bronx Revolution.
1973. Think about that year for a second. This is the exact moment the pendulum swung. It's the singular point where cultural history just pivoted forever. Before 1973, hip-hop as we know it simply did not exist. Afterwards, well, the world would never be the same.
Okay, so picture this. He's now performing as DJ Kool Herc, and he introduces these radical innovations at a Bronx Recreation Room party that officially brought together hip-hop's foundational elements. He essentially took that Jamaican sound system concept and adapted it perfectly for Bronx crowds. He wasn't just up there playing records from start to finish. He was isolating the instrumental breaks, he was keeping the energy incredibly high, and he was synthesizing his past into an entirely new cultural revolution right there in that room. It was like watching a giant puzzle finally snap together.
Section 3. An undeniable global legacy. Today, the world fully recognizes this monumental shift. I mean, just look at the historical record. It's wild. Britannica formally credits him with introducing the innovations that birthed hip-hop's foundational elements. Grammy.com explicitly highlights those vital Jamaican roots. And the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they've cemented his status with an official induction. So, these aren't just opinions being tossed around. This is the firmly cemented historical record of a true founding figure.
So it really all boils down to this. Before hip-hop moved the world, a Jamaican-born DJ brought the sound system mind to the Bronx and changed history. It's just a beautiful testament to how one mind, carrying the rich traditions of his homeland, can literally spark a global legacy. It wasn't magic. It was simply the right person with the right cultural background in the right place at exactly the right time.
So I want to leave you with this final, kind of provocative thought. How different would the world be if a Jamaican-born DJ hadn't brought the sound system mind to the Bronx? Just think about the sheer butterfly effect of Clive Campbell's journey for a second. The next time you see a massive cultural movement shaping the globe, remember to look for its roots, because they might be in the last place you'd expect. I really hope this explainer has given you a deeper understanding of this incredible documentary-style origin story. Keep questioning things, keep learning, and as always, keep exploring.